thanks, Leah. That's an excellent question on this. As we began to drill the project, we started an area with known mineralization, and our first resource update really confirmed the mineralization that we already knew was there. But as we've begun to drill to the north, we've realized that a large magnetic low surrounded by a magnetic ring in the north is actually indicative of mineralization, and we've discovered that the project appears to be much larger than we thought when we started on it. In the past year, we finished our phase 1 program, which led to the resource update we put out March almost a year ago. During the past year, we completed most of our phase 2 program. We'll finish our phase 2 program in the first half of this year, and then we'll put out a new resource update approximately September, October of this year. And we're very anxious. The drill holes we've been drilling in our phase 2 program have been hitting some pretty spectacular intercepts, and we're very much looking forward to see what that new resource does. We anticipate it'll be a substantial increase in size. Very interesting question. We have seen a lot of change going on in South America, and many of the countries are going through some challenges and some fairly significant protests on this. However, in Peru, we find that there was some unrest associated with essentially political battles between opposition parties within the Congress, and that has resulted in dissolution of the Congress under constitutionally valid mechanisms. So it's a change that's done within constitutional means, no violence, very wide public acceptance of the change. And so even though there is change happening, the public is happy about it. They're happy to see that. We'll see the new Congress elected here next weekend. And we're seeing that the transition is positive overall. Fundamentally, Peru is a mining country. And so there always, like Canada or other countries, there'll always be some changes. There'll always be discussion about what type of mining can happen, where, and how much environmental regulation we have. We believe that's healthy, that the public participates in that conversation. But fundamentally, we see it as a mining country, and mining is very important to the economy, and it will always continue. So we feel very comfortable in Peru. We certainly feel that there's much less threat than we've seen in some of the neighboring countries where there are much more serious questions being asked, and sometimes the protests are becoming violent and really moving beyond what's the legal framework. So we're very comfortable with Peru. We're very happy working there. I think we're just about to start that part of the cycle right now. Many experts predict that we'll start to see an increasingly notable supply gap where the mines that are in operation are declining in grade and producing less. At the same time, consumption is dramatically going up, largely due to electrification of vehicles and establishment of large wind farms and green energy that requires the use of a lot of copper. So demand is going up. At the same time, we're failing to produce new mines, which will likely result in a price increase in the next year or 2 years. And when that happens, the major mining companies that produce copper are much more profitable, and they're motivated to find new projects and put new things online. And what we have with the AntaKori project is we're delivering a large copper gold deposit that has the potential to be developed relatively quickly. And so we think that what we're drilling out is something that'll be exactly what major mining companies are looking for. And as prices increase, we've already seen gold go up notably in the past year. We're seeing copper trying to get back up to $3. If those price trends continue, I predict in the copper space, we'll start to see increased M&A activity, acquisition of projects like the one we have to deliver. Regulus is what we're a group that has an established strategy on what we do. What we try to do is identify projects that have potential to be very large, profitable mines. We try to capture them cheap when the market's down, when the price is low. And then we drill those out, we de-risk them, and our business model is to sell those to a major mining company when they're looking to acquire those type projects. We've done it once. Our predecessor company was called Antares Minerals. We discovered the Hikira deposit, drilled it out, and sold it to First Quantum in 2010 for about $650 million. We think at the AntaKori project with Regulus, we're on to another very exciting project, quite frankly, one that has potential to be more important than our Hikira discovery. And in addition to the copper, it has that nice component of gold to it too. So it has both metals. So we're at the stage right now where we've acquired the project. We've demonstrated it has very significant size, but there's still potential to significantly increase it. So over the next year or two, we'll continue to grow the size of it, and it will become a project that major companies will be very interested in acquiring. So it's a great time to take a look at us, because you have have a bird in hand with a resource already, but potential for still substantial increase. So it's a much safer bet than an early stage exploration project, which could have significant returns, but could turn into nothing too.
Okay.
We think it'll be an exciting year in 2020. Many of us in our group have been around for many decades, probably more than we care to admit in this business, and you start to see cyclical patterns in the business. And everything has the feel right now that we're coming back into a pattern where we'll see an increase in copper price. We've already seen an increase in gold price on this. And we already sense as we start the year that there's much more interest in investing in resources. And I think people that start making early investments now are just catching the start of what could be a very important upcycle in the metals sector.
Great.
Great, thank you.